The Cape Flyer extends its weekend rail service into the fall. Barnstable Lifeguards rescue a woman from Covell's Beach over the weekend and find out what jobs are available in the town of Barnstable. All this and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, August 15th, 2013. I'm Sarah Mannel. The Cape Flyer has proved to be a success. More than 11,000 riders have taken the train so far this season. Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority Administrator Tom Kerr says because of the demand, they are extending the service through Columbus Day weekend in mid-October.
Because the numbers were so great, and Wendy North crossover at the Chamber and others, have been advocating for the business community and the shoulder season in the fall. As you know, Sarah, there's a lot of great events in the fall, the Scarlet Festival and other things that we'd like to get people here without their cars. So in discussions with Secretary Davey at the state level and the governor, they were all for continuing on. So it's all been a great story, and we're going to go right on through into Columbus Day weekend.
To find a full schedule for the Cape Flyer, you can visit capeflyer.com. Students on Cape Cod can now purchase transportation cards for the Cape's bus system at a discount. Kerr says students will only have to pay $1.50 for each ride.
One of the things that I've always considered a very high priority is obviously public education, and in our capacity here in transportation, we wanted to, connect closely with the education community. And, we've had a great relationship with Cape Cod Community College and others. And we were thinking that, to encourage young folks to get back to school, or even younger folks who use the bus to get to school, to provide some sort of reduction in fare for them. And so we recently went to this electronic fare throughout our entire system for our buses, and we were able to implement a reduced cost for students all across the board. So kids from elementary school right up to higher ed will see a pass that's $1.50 a ride.
The cards can be purchased at the Hyannis Transportation Center with a student ID. A group of Barnstable lifeguards sprang into action Sunday at Covell's Beach to rescue a 72-year-old woman. Director of Leisure Services Patty Machado told the Recreation Commission Monday that she was proud of their performance.
Where our staff was called to action to rescue a woman that was in the water, and we had 5 lifeguards perform CPR. It was a textbook training. It was everything that they had been trained to do, and all the reports that I received back from both the chief of police and the chief from Centerville, Osterville, Marston's Mills have been that basically that this woman is living because of the quick response that our lifeguards made, and they were. I'm getting nothing but positive feedback from everyone. The woman is a 72-year-old woman. Who was out swimming, and the lifeguard was watching her, and all of a sudden her ankles came up and it looked like she was just kind of floating. He responded with 2 whistles to try and see if she was just floating, but she didn't respond. So again, he blew the one long blast, and everyone was called into action. Kevin remembers this well, and he was able to go out and do a water rescue on our rescue board, and brought her in. And I can tell you that all the staff that performed CPR, and they all rotated in, and other staff from other sites came over to help with crowd control. The police responded and helped, but the rescue got there and were able to set up while our staff continued CPR. And I'm getting nothing but positive response.
Machado says Barnstable lifeguards go through extensive training to be ready for these types of incidents. Next summer, there will be more space for beachgoers to build fires on Sandy Neck Beach. The Sandy Neck Board voted to approve a plan that would move the swimming area over 100 feet to allow for more space in the fire area.
They're one of the few beaches on Cape Cod that does even allow campfires. It is thing that was handed to me by the West Barnstable Fire Chief that we can do them, but I have to, I'm in charge of them and determine what is appropriate and what is safe. And that's why we're allowed to even have campfires on our beach. And so obviously when we have like an onshore breeze, we don't allow it. It's clearly marked in our regulations that we decide the location of all fires because of that designation. So, but having said that, I do know it's really tight, particularly when we have endangered species closings and everything is jammed up against the line, which is what we had this year for the usual month and a half. So after June gave me her constituents' concerns, I went down there and looked at it and talked to Patty Machado, and we can shift the lifeguard area over about 100 feet and give that seam an extra 100 feet and give people a little bit more room in there. So the no fire line would be starting at the second set of stairs and the farthest east stairs rather than where it's located, which again would shift the guarded beach over. I can't do that at this point this year. Obviously it's too late, but in future years we could do that if the board was amenable.
These changes will take effect next summer. If you are looking for employment, there are several job openings here at the town of Barnstable. Human Resources Director Bill Cole has this advice for applicants.
I think it's important that people realize that expectation when they go into it, that it could take some time. But I think that the end result is if you do get an offer of employment, it is an incredible rewarding experience to work in the schools or work for the town. I've worked for the town just over 13 years. And every day is different. I get to interact with wonderful people, both inside and outside, so it's, I wouldn't change anything. It's a great place to work, and put your application in, realize that it could take a little bit of time. Don't hesitate to ask if it's been a little while and you want to know what's happening. We try to communicate as best we can, but it will take some time for you to be notified.
Cole says right now there is a full-time opening for a mechanic at the police department.
We have an opportunity we're looking for a mechanic specialized in police vehicles. They have two mechanics, a senior mechanic and a mechanic position. This is the regular mechanic position, and it pretty much handles their fleet of patrol vehicles and other police vehicles. So we're looking for someone with a very strong automotive mechanic background, but if they have some specialized skill with police vehicles, that would be a benefit as well.
The town is also in need of a mechanic at Barnstable Municipal Airport on a temporary basis. Cole has details on that position.
Again, we're looking for someone who has mechanical skills, maybe metal fabrication, things like that. Anything familiarity with airports would be a plus, but it isn't a deal breaker for us. It's someone that's comfortable with equipment, being a mechanic, and similar to the police, they would have to pass an FAA background check because they would be operating inside the fence of the airport.
You can visit the Town of Barnstable's website for more information on these postings and to learn how to apply. Oak Street paving began this morning. The Department of Public Works is in the first phase of paving, and that paving will continue through tomorrow. You are asked to seek alternate routes to avoid the construction area. Those living on Oak Street between Route 132 and Moco Road, Bancroft Circle, and Sunderland Way will be affected by the paving. Those who live on Acorn Drive are advised to use Spruce Street and Route 6A as a means of access and egress. Paving will begin at 7 a.m. and end at 5 p.m. tomorrow as well. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannell.